From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here in studio with Jacob Unruh, OSU beat writer. Jacob's the last week of the regular season for the Cowboys has arrived. Home game against Kansas State on Wednesday, then a road game at Texas on Saturday to finish it out for the Cowboys. A chance for them to rise in the Big 12 standings, but it looks like right now they're locked into the 8-9 game at the Big 12 tournament, which would mean a rematch with the team you saw them play Saturday, Iowa State. So that would bode fairly well for the Cowboys, it seems like.
Yeah, OSU's improved a lot in February, and you get an Iowa State team that has gone the opposite direction. It's a good chance for a win in the first round of the tournament. The downside is you probably get Kansas again in the second round, which no one really wants a part of Kansas right now. Mm-hmm. But the Cowboys have shown these improvements. Defensively, they played well the other day. They forced almost 20 turnovers. They shot well the other day for the most part. The three seniors on their senior day, the captains had a big day. It kind of just the formula. It was kind of just a methodical, simple game for them the other day. Just play their game, and they were just better than Iowa State.
Yeah, and Iowa State always brings a lot of fans to Kansas City for the Big 12 tournament. But like you say, the Cyclones themselves, the guys on the floor, not exactly playing great basketball right now.
Yeah, and they're without Tyrese Halliburton, and he's a possible lottery NBA draft pick, and so without him, they're a completely different team. OSU didn't have any issues with the guard play without Halliburton there, and they might matched him up with Isaac Likely or someone like that before, and now there's no one there to kind of slow him down. Nath had a decent game. Caleb Boone had a good game, but like I said, those three seniors, they're going to go in this tournament with something to prove, and I think that's really going to help, especially if they finish strong this week.
Well, let's talk about this week and the chance to do just that. K-State is a home game on Wednesday, even though they did senior day on Saturday. Mm-hmm. That was to get families there. K-State team that has been up and down also, coming to Stillwater on Wednesday, and then that road game at Texas on Saturday looks drastically different than it did even a couple weeks ago. But let's talk about K-State first. That seems like a winnable game for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's the one road win they have in the Big 12 is going to Manhattan and winning that game. Kansas is going to come in and play really good defense. They're going to tighten that game up. But OSU's played better at home lately, and they've got boosts from their young guys. It's just they just seem on paper they have a better advantage than Kansas State. Yeah. That inside-out game that OSU has really established has started to work really well against teams like Kansas State that don't necessarily handle that as well right now. And so that seems like a good one. But then you go to Texas. You mentioned Texas is a totally different animal now. A week ago, I would have said, this Texas team isn't even going to care when they show up in this last game. Now, all of a sudden, they go to Tech and win. They're on this roll. That's going to be a tough game for OSU. It's no guarantee to go in there and win on the last game of the regular season. Texas senior day. They're going to be fired up. They're obviously have to prove something. Shaka Smart's coaching for his job right now. That's a dangerous matchup for OSU.
Texas 8-8 right now. They'll play Oklahoma early in the week and then obviously be at home against Oklahoma State to finish things out. That's a really interesting matchup. It is such a different team. If you're in Mike Boynton's shoes, do you throw out the film almost from the first time against Texas, or are you able to take some things from that first go around?
That's a good. I kind of think you have to start over a little bit with that team. They're completely different. I mean, they're not playing the same guys anymore or anything, and it's worked. Shaka's pushed all the right buttons all of a sudden, and so I think OSU's got to do that too. But then at the same time, does Texas have to do that with OSU? Because OSU's playing completely different. They're not shooting 23-pointers a game anymore. They're slowing things down. They're getting things inside. Cam McGriff has really kind of emerged as this team's best player right now, and it's a method that when you look at these teams, what are they going to do with each other now?
Yeah, it'll be fascinating. Well, we'll see what happens Wednesday night for starters. It's an 8 o'clock start up at Stillwater against Kansas State, and then that game on Saturday in Austin, a 3 o'clock start. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at Oklahoman.com and every day in the Oklahoman.